we have created a class called constructor concept. So constructor is called when an instant of a class is created. For example, new this class is constructor concept, and here I have written this. So instance of class is created, so it would automatically be called. So okay, and then every time an object is created using the new keyword, at least one constructor is called. So it can be a default constructor or one params constructor with param, whatever we have defined. So if there is no constructor available in the class, a default constructor is called. So we don't need to define a default constructor explicitly. So again, a constructor is called default constructor when it doesn't have any parameter. Okay, and default constructor need not be defined always, because by default there is hidden default constructor already there in the class. So constructor must be, name should be the same as the class name. Your class name is this, so that so no return like void type, void, int, we don't define that in a constructor. So it can be also the constructor can't be static, final, or synchronized. Okay, so can we overload a constructor? Yes, we can overload a constructor. We can see that this constructor is made. We have made a default constructor since it doesn't have any params, and then there's another constructor public and the class name here also public class name, and we have passed one parameter. So, and again we have created one more constructor with two params. Okay, here we have written single param constructor, and value of printed whatever we are passing, we are printing the value. Again we are passing two variables with an int type, and you can see there is no void or static written here. So constructor doesn't have that. So this is double params constructor, and we're printing on value of 2. So if I execute this new constructor, so by default there is a constructor. So here I'll just comment out all these values. Okay, all these are constructor. Only main method is remaining. So if I run this now, so nothing will happen. Okay, because default constructor doesn't have anything. Right now we have this default constructor, it doesn't have any params. If I try to run this one, it gives me default constructor which is written here. So whenever an object is created, automatically this will get executed. Now we have second. Okay, second is there. If I run this one and enable this one, so my default constructor will also get called, and this one will also get called. So default gets printed in single params constructor, and then value of a is a. Okay, similarly for this will happen for this as well. Okay, we don't have this, so we can do this. So now 3 of the 3 constructors will be run. Okay, did it run? It's running. Yeah, so we can see double parent constructor also run. Now notice one thing, if I comment out 3 of these constructors, okay, we see that these two show an error but this one doesn't. The reason for this is default constructor is already there hidden in this particular class. We define it or we don't define it, doesn't matter, but for params, if we have to define a particular constructor. Okay, so I will comment this out. Now constructor with this keyword. Okay, so here we have we are explaining this keyword. Okay, and here we have defined 2 class variables. So it is used to initialize the class variables. Here I have created one constructor called constructor with this keyword. I have passed 2 variables. Okay, and here we have defined. So whenever I am creating an object, okay, a default constructor will be called. So this is the default. This is not the default constructor. This is the constructor. So new keyword, we are passing 2 values, norm and 30. Norm and 30. So 30 norm will be given to this value, and 30 will be given to this. Okay, and this is local. This name if I write, So if I want to initialize a global variable, for example this one, as you can see, if I click on this one get highlighted. Okay, so we can't give name is equal to name because it will not understand like whether we are giving this or like how do we define that this is the class variable. So for class variables we use this keyword. So as you can see, this keyword. So when we give Tom would be given to this value constructor by default because the constructor would get called, and then this value would be given to the global variable over here. So that's it.